Hi everyone, welcome back to Cryptoland Training. Today I'm going to introduce you to a video where I'm going to explain how to introduce and implement dollar cost average simple strategy for your long-term investments. How to invest into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies when everywhere in the markets, crypto markets, traditional markets, there is a lot of uncertainty and fear. And of course, we see sentiment is reflected in the markets, and with many investors are afraid of making any investment decisions. In my previous video, I have explained and given you a few major and important factors that are proving and signaling that Bitcoin and crypto markets are about to go into the crypto winter. Not saying this have happened or is about to happen. However, there is a high chance probability for it to be happen if the confirmation will be in the next few days. Just to recap, I'm showing you one of the factors, indicators, which is 21 exponential moving average, which is a clear indication and reflection of Bitcoin price, be it either bull market or bear market trend. Let's take a look at the last Bitcoin bull cycle in 2017-18. As you can see, the price of Bitcoin, whilst it was in an exponential bull trend, remained above 21 EMA, and it has been resting and bouncing off this line. But then once it hit its all-time high of $20,000, the bear trend have happened, and it had been confirmed when the price dipped below 21 EMA. It has tried to break it above for some time, then failed, been rejected for a couple of times, and that was pretty much a bear market, prolonged bear market for some time, for over a year and a half for a Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin price today, and as you can see, since it has reached its all-time high at $69,000 back in November, the price has dumped below 21 moving average. It's tried to bounce back up to break it above, failed once, dipped down again, tried once more for the second time, and for the third week now it has come down below 21 EMA. As we can see, it happened twice. A Bitcoin price has been rejected from breaking above 21 EMA, which is similar point here. Of course, past history isn't indication for its future. Anything could happen, so will be very important to watch a Bitcoin price action for the next till end of this week and next 1 or 2 weeks, and see the direction of Bitcoin price. If it happens that Bitcoin price will continue to go down, that's again more likelihood probabilities that yes, we are in a crypto markets. Now I'm going to introduce you to a different chart where I have drawn a many lines that looks maybe a little bit complicated, overcomplicated to you. I'm going to go through and explain each line, everything one by one, so it makes sense for you. Let's think and have a look at the all-time high. So back in November, all-time high level has been at $69,500, and if we measure from its last all-time high to its current price today, which is 45% below, as we can see that Bitcoin is at 45% discount today, which is about to be a good buying zone. So this is where I will be watching very closely for the next few days, when the third week below 21 EMA will be closing, and as I say, for the next couple of weeks I will be watching this level again. 45%. If we take a look at our previous Bitcoin bull cycle from its last all-time high to its lowest point, Bitcoin dipped 83%. As you can see, 33%. So what I have done, I have marked with levels from our last all-time high of $69,500, and as you can see, if history for Bitcoin to repeat, this is bottom red line. All we can see that if we are to expect for Bitcoin price to drop at 83% rate, that should take us to $11,300. I'm not saying this is going to happen, as per last history, Bitcoin price never came back to its previous all-time high, so there is a very low probability for the price to go down to this level. However, everything could happen and we never know. So I still put this extreme low levels just for my reference, and you can see they coincides few times with some of the local highs, which is one over here, one over there, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. As you can see, this is a very strong and important support line that Bitcoin price in worst case scenario may reach and try to retest again before changing its direction and committing itself to the next bull market. Now let's take a look at this purple box area here. This is something that I marked as a buy zone for most of the institutions. As you can see, there was a lot of Bitcoin price cluster over here, over there, right over here. Happens once there again, and we are sitting right on the top of this upper band of this zone. So this is the area where most of the investment financial institutions have invested heavily, and this is what could happen again if price goes down below 38k again. We are back down to this same zone where a lot of buyers from institutions are expecting to start rebuying Bitcoin, reaccumulating again. So this is the buying zone to keep an eye on. Now what I am going to do, let's say if I'm a new Bitcoin long-term investor, I'm going to explain you in detail and reveal a very simple dollar cost average strategy, what to do. Let's take a scenario, look at scenario. Let's say if Bitcoin price dips below $38,000 and enters this buying zone, I will be waiting and watching its price action, hoping for a price of Bitcoin to retest this strong support line of 30k again. Once Bitcoin reaches 30k, this is my starting point to start implementing my dollar cost average strategy from 30k. And what am I going to do? You have two options. Let's say option 1, if you have already liquid cash savings, let's say 10k of available capital for investments. The other option, if you don't have savings and you having a weekly salary, then what you can do, you can from each salary decide on the amount of money what you would like to invest. So let's take a close look at every strategy, and we start first. Let's say if you have 10k in your pocket sitting to be ready invested into the Bitcoin, what you should do, you should be watching 30k level. If Bitcoin breaks this level, there is high likelihood probability that it's going to continue its downtrend movement. It's very hard whilst Bitcoin going down to catch, as we say, the falling knife, which is meaning that it's very hard to determine this bottom and invest all your 10k here. So you are actually risking of, if you're trying to catch this bottom, you are risking that you will be waiting for a long time, and instead of this, Bitcoin, let's say, find its bottom over here, reverses back up, and you will miss your opportunity to invest. You'll be left with your 10k in the pocket and opportunities investing into the Bitcoin. So what I would do, as soon as Bitcoin breaks below 30k, I will split my 10k capital into multiple entries. Let's say I will split it into 10 entries, and every time Bitcoin goes down by 5%, as this is mark of 50%, and this is a mark for 83%, so we're having another 30% drop. If you divide 30% by 10 entries, that means that every 3, or let's say every 5% Bitcoin drops from the 30k level, this is your entry point. So if Bitcoin goes down to minus 53, 55%, that's your first entry with 1k. If Bitcoin breaks down to another level, let's say 58, 60k, 60% down, that's your another entry. So let's say 28,000, 26, 24, 20, and then if below. So basically you are creating a grid of multiple entries with 1k each, and if Bitcoin, in worst case scenario, will happen that it breaks down below 19, 20k, then that's the area where you can actually put most of your investments into the Bitcoin. So this is how I'm using dollar cost average strategy with multiple entries, starting from 30k, going all the way to 20k. So my buying range would be for a retail new investor. This is on here. So my buying zone will be from 20 to 30k, dollar cost average, splitting my 10k with 1k entry at every 5% drop. Let's take a look at another strategy. Let's say if you don't have 10k sitting in your savings account, but instead of you are earning and receiving your salary on a weekly basis, then what I would do, as there is a high probabilities, high uncertainty, lots of fear in the markets, you're not knowing what to do, and you're afraid of losing your money. So the best way is to, instead of putting your emergency fund, which is for, let's say, bad rainy days, and this is definitely what you don't want to do, use this money to invest, as you have to guarantee a safety, security for your families during high uncertainty times. So what you do when you receive salary, you take aside, depending on your abilities, financial strength, let's say $100 or $200 per week to be ready invested into cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. So let's say if you received your salary and you paid off all your living expenses and necessities, and you still have some money left in the pocket and you can afford to invest them, they won't put any constraints and strains on your financial situation, then this is what you should be doing. Put aside money that you can afford without damaging your or putting strains on your living standards. Invest into cryptocurrencies. And what I would personally do, again, this is not a financial advice, this is just I'm revealing a strategy. If I was a new investor for the long term, I would take this, let's say, be it $100 or $200, I would split that per week into 4 different entries. So let's say we are having $100, divide by 4, and this is $25, your 4 entries per week. So I would invest $25 on Monday, $25 on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. 4 entries per week, every second day, $25, not a lot. And I will start investing into Bitcoin as soon as Bitcoin price goes below 30k. So instead of strategy investing your savings, if you have or capital investment with multiple entries a 1000, what you can do, instead of deciding on these price levels, you just, as soon as Bitcoin is below 30k, start investing 25 bucks every second day, and just don't worry if Bitcoin is fluctuating, going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, whatever is reversing, going back up, down again. This becomes again a perfect zone for you to invest into cryptocurrencies. Dollar cost average $25 every second day. Just keep buying it, and that's a good zone where retail investors and all other institutions will be also accumulating. So you are just building your Bitcoin investment portfolio with not putting so much constraint on your financials. Allowing and can afford to put $25 every second day. This is one of the best strategies that I would personally follow. However, if there is a scenario where Bitcoin has reached 30k, again I will be implementing my dollar cost average strategy. I will be slightly adjusting it, which is going to be based on Bitcoin price next move. So if Bitcoin price goes down to the range of 30k, and as you can see, this is a very strong support. If Bitcoin will not manage to break below 30k, or will just break below and bounce back up, reconfirm this support level and defend this support, and on its way up, this is again where I will be implementing my dollar cost average strategy. Again, up to you whether you have your investment capital ready to invest, be it 10k, whatever amount of money you have. However, in this region, I would be more looking to implement my dollar cost average strategy, as I mentioned, on a daily, every second day basis, as this is going to be a less risky type of dollar cost average strategy, as we never know, it might bounce back up again. Try to break above 38k, could be rejected and go down again. So even if Bitcoin rejects and do not break below 30, start going back up again, I can just introduce my daily dollar cost average strategy. So these are my tips for a simple dollar cost average strategy, what to do during bear markets, winter crypto markets, when there are a lot of uncertainties spread across all financial markets and around the world. Stay safe. I hope you find this video very useful and you'll take something from it. You learn something from it. Stay crypto. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.